The game console landscape has changed over the course of the past 50 years. Atari and Sega went from titans in the market to just simple game publishers, and Xbox and PlayStation rose to dominance in just a handful of years. However, one company entered the field and left just as quickly as it cropped up. Of course, I'm talking about the Ouya. The underdog of Kickstarter tried to go toe-to-toe with the big guys and ultimately fell flat on its face. So what happened to the Ouya? Before we start, remember to subscribe. I talk about video games on this channel, discussing dead games in my So What Happened series, to exploring the weird corners of the World Wide Web in my Internet Mystery series, which covers video game and website phenomena. I also review individual games from time to time, and also do one-off videos where I talk about video game related things, so if any of that interests you, feel free to subscribe. Also live stream right here on this channel, but if you can't catch my streams live, check out my second channel, RatedEm Live. I upload all the best highlights from my streams onto there. With all that out of the way, let's jump into the video. So the Ouya was developed as a console, with the emphasis being modern AAA games are too expensive, and the Ouya would host games that were either completely free or purchasable for a very low price. The console launched on Kickstarter and managed to garner massive success, reaching 8.5 million USD and becoming one of the site's biggest projects. People could get behind the Ouya. It was like the people behind it finally understood gamers. Nobody wants to pay $80 for the newest Call of Duty, and the Ouya promised games of that quality for 75% less the cost. However, once the Ouya shipped out, disappointment was swiftly felt amongst the supporting fanbase. The Ouya was essentially an Android phone bundled into a box, and the community overhyped it to be way bigger than it really was. They expected it to be on the same level as other consoles on the market of the time, like the Xbox One and the PS4, but in reality, it was not that at all. It was always intended to be a budget console, but the supporting community misled themselves to overhype it, and were disappointed when the game selection upon release was more akin to a mobile game store. Another issue that came with the Ouya is that every console doubled as a dev kit, which led to a lot of shovelware. The free-to-play element of a majority of the games also made the games feel empty, as the base version of the game would be free, but additional content would be locked behind a paywall. The console essentially being a phone in a plastic box meant that the hardware wasn't up to par with the other consoles at the time, which affected the quality of games. While gamers expected Call of Duty for 20 bucks, they got games that struggled to run on the weak hardware. Overall, the Ouya was a disappointment, and the company ended up falling into debt. In April of 2015, Razer Inc. would end up purchasing the company and its employees, and move them onto other Razer projects. Ouya was rebranded into Razer Forge TV, which sported very few differences. And this too would fall flat on its face. As quickly as it entered the market, the Ouya fell into obscurity. Consoles are resold on sites like eBay, but with all the servers and storefronts being shut down, the thing is essentially a paperweight. Micro consoles would eventually fade away altogether, with attempts like the PlayStation TV and Google Stadia fading out in a similar way. Google Stadia could get its own video, honestly. The gaming world has now come to understand that it's just an expensive hobby, but whether you buy an Xbox, PlayStation, or a PC, most of the time it's going to last you a long while. The need for micro consoles just isn't there anymore now that the world has taken the hobby more seriously. And hey, if you liked this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. You can also feel free to leave a comment, as I read every single one and I try to reply to as many as I can. If you want to check out more videos, you can do so here, as well as check out my second channel, which is where I upload the best highlights from my live streams. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.